welcome to another episode of Getting Meraai Through Roadworthy, which is turning into an epic mission. And we've been discovering some disturbing things, but we have turned a massive corner. You can see over my shoulder there's a whole lot of bits and pieces lying on the floor there. That is all stuff that has come back from the workshop. Our springs have been done. We're just waiting for the fuel pump to come back from the guys at Henry's Diesel Works. Radiator's been done, waiting for the fuel tank. But, on the fuel tank, we ended last week. I was a bit concerned about what they would find. Well, let me show you what they found.
You will remember that an exterior examination revealed that the fuel sensor was secured using self-tapping screws and that the in and out fuel pipes were epoxied into place and had already come loose. I was concerned at the amount of gunk that had accumulated in the fuel filter after a short 8-kilometer or so trip. That gunk was rust. The work done on the interior of the tank included cutting it open to clean the tank and baffles, realigning and welding the baffles as they were loose, then closing everything up again. And here we have the pup steel springs that we sent to Izocha Springs. And this is what we received back from our new mate, Sean Turrell. What a difference.
I was busy grabbing a few shots of the suspension and bits and pieces, and I noticed something. Just check this out. Now, this goodie is part of the support structure of the bull bar and the front part of the chassis and the bits and pieces that support the winch. Quite critical. I want you to take a long, hard look at the quality of the welding that has been done to this bracket. Now, no words, people. No words, eh?
This is the reason we are here, to sort out the shoddy workmanship of the past. However, there was work done on Meraai that was really good and thorough. Donald McCullum being one of the guys who really took pride in his work. His contribution to our build was massive.
We all still reeling from the passing of Donald McCullum. And when the news came through, you can't believe these things. One of the things that really nearly floored me was Donald and I were going to meet to discuss all the habitation electrics, of which I know nothing, and Donald did all of it. I do not even know what switch you use to switch on anything in this vehicle. I have no idea about how to activate the inverter, the power system, the plumbing. Donald knew all of that because Donald did that work. And I remember at one stage to him, I had my hernia op this year, he had a hernia op, and we were comparing notes, and I said, listen, I don't want to be negative, but before you go, why don't you make me like just a little layout that a 10-year-old could understand of the whole setup. And he did that. Then when I heard he had passed, I immediately thought, well, where is this thing? And thankfully went with his wife Shireen, and next to his bed in a book there was all the information written down so a 10-year-old could understand it. So thank you, Donald.
I am in the process of redoing Donald's notes into a format that is clear that we can store in the vehicle for future reference. Thanks to Mark Dutton and his team at MAN, the crap work done on Meraai's engine and undercarriage is almost a thing of the past. However, the heavy-duty stuff still needs to be sorted out.
So the engine is in the process of being reinstalled. It's been pushed in there. And now Sydney and the guys are trying to work out how all those bits and pieces that were welded in, you know, such a mission to get out and to get the engine out, that we make it so that if this ever happens again, it is a seamless process, something that makes sense, not the nonsense that we were dished up. This is progress, people.
I have learned that with anything mechanical, there is always a right way and a wrong way to do things. These guys are fixing those many wrongs.
So what they've done is they've actually cut that one supporting truss in half so they can make it a proper size, so you don't need to bend the damn chassis to get it in or out. And so they've cut it, they'll put it in, measure it up, and then do heavy duty welding to put it all back in place. And then there's that cross member across the front which also supported the winch and all that kind of stuff. That then will get fitted afterwards, and also we'll have to make some adjustments there and to fix that crappy welding on those two little mounts. Once again, progress, people. This is progress.
And there is more good news.
In the past, I would get really excited if you sent me a stunning photograph of a little hoho or an animal or a landscape that was taken on your wonderful travels. But then I was sent these photographs by John Bamber from Henry's Diesel Works, and man did they excite me. I mean, how beautiful is that? So I've popped in just to have a look and see them in real life.
In real life, they are even more beautiful, shiny and clean, and all held in place properly.
Quite interesting, you know, every time I come here this workshop changes. It's like the bloody weather. It can be calm, empty, open, just peaceful, and then days like today it's just jam-packed, busy.
And busy is always a good sign. The respect shown to me by these guys is refreshing and appreciated.
It will take Mariki and I both some time to recover, emotionally and financially, from the way we were treated by people we trusted over the last few years. Before we go, I want to show you guys what we've had to cough up with regards to expenses since we took delivery of our new vehicle. Look at this.
Work we have done so far includes overhaul all wheel hubs, brakes and the entire suspension setup, overhaul and calibrate fuel pump, replace injectors, injector pipes, set timing, machine new engine brackets, redo the radiator, repair and service a fuel tank, replace all standard bolts with high tensile steel bolts, and cost so far to get our new vehicle to a safe, reliable vehicle, 67,393 Rand and 25 cents, people.
And we're not quite done yet. There's still a bit we will need to do, in fact quite a bit, but we've got, the progress is good and I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. This afternoon the guys are going to start assembling the suspension, so yeah, and just looking at everything, I'm relieved and I am very happy that I found these guys. So yeah, I will not be seeing you next week. We will not have an insert. I'm going up to Johannesburg to see my very clever daughter graduate, get her honours degree. So I will be going there to give her some rah-rah and have a cold one with her. But then I will be back in 2 weeks' time. So please guys, look after yourselves, look after your families and keep safe.